Hello, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about this spoiler. This is actually the original IRM part for a stock-bodied Fiero that I got back in '86. And I ran that on the stock-bodied car for a while, but then I had to modify it to meet the stage 3 IMSA body, and that's a whole different cat. The stock body, this edge tapers all the way down to about 1 inch thick here, but on the IMSA body it runs flat, parallel to the road. So I made some modifications to the original IRM spoiler, but really so much has been altered that it's a complete piece of junk, and I could only use it for a plug. You can see I've had to widen the back out an inch and a half or so on each side. I got cuts in the front. This front edge had to be laid back more than an inch. I've added to the thickness of the flange because I ran rubber skirting that went almost all the way down to the road at different points in time. And this whole pan area here had to all be filled and formed so that I could still keep that rubber seal. Alright, I'll show you the mold. Now, this is the mold I made from that plug for the stage 3 IMSA body. You can see that after I formed the mold that I had to do a little smoothing in a couple of spots and in order to get a good part out of that. And that just goes right on. And that's how they're stored. This is the actual spoiler that I ran on the car. That tends to be a lot of work to get one part. I've saved the molds, so in case I smash this part all to hell, I could just make another one quick. But I still consider it a one-off mold. It's not designed to make several parts. Just another one in an emergency, and then there would be quite a bit of prep work to get it back in condition where you could use it for the car. But this new, the 4E, my GT 4E, is another 2 inches lower. And that'll put this spoiler too close to the ground. So this is going to have to undergo another round of modifications. Probably taking a couple inches off of the top, but still make it bolt to all the mounts in the car, simply to get me ground clearance on the front. I don't know, I think the front overhangs the front wheels way too much, but I gotta have some ground clearance. And this one here was probably made too thickly. The idea is to let this part crumble and save the fenders and the rest of the front end. You know, but trying to judge, you don't want it to just fall apart every day when you go out and run it. So trying to judge just what the correct thickness is a problem I've had. But there it is. That's what I had to do to get a spoiler. I wanted that open mouth IRM spoiler on that body. When I picked up that body at IRM, I actually set body parts on top of a brand new spoiler that they had down in their shop. They were telling me, you can't do it, you can't make that work. And of course, maybe they couldn't, but I could. They made a lot of changes to that, to their IMSA body kit after I had bought mine. This would have been the very first kit they sold after they bought the setup from Diversified Glass Products. But I didn't buy a kit. I just bought the parts that I wanted. And I don't know if you happen to see that picture earlier, then you know what my car looked like when I finished it for that third time. Alright, thanks for watching.